It's time for it! Ah! So I'm here with Andrea and we're about to watch a movie. What movie are we going to watch?
The original It.
The original miniseries, which is a little over 3 hours long. It's after 10 o'clock and I'm debating putting it on now or not because she falls asleep like instantly when we pop on a movie.
I'm gonna stay awake. It's gonna happen.
The over-under on you falling asleep is high. The over is way high on that. But we're gonna watch this in preparation for the new movie coming out. So I'm excited for the new movie. Initially I wasn't, but I do like the look of Pennywise and the trailer looked awesome. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And you said you haven't seen this since you were a kid, right?
Yes.
And why haven't you seen it since?
It used to really scare me as a kid. I don't even know if I really saw the full movie as a child because it really freaked me out. Like the sewer scene and the teeth.
That's part.
I know, but it just really scared me, so I don't really remember all the details about it.
See, Pennywise never freaked me out when I was younger because I never actually watched it when I was younger. I watched it when I was older, so watching it as an adult, it just never worked. I saw pictures of it when I was younger, but I was like, it's a clown. So I never really got the full effect, but I definitely appreciate the storytelling of this. That was one of the things I really liked the most, and a great cast in here too. But I'm excited to watch this again. I probably watched it like a year ago. But it's a classic for sure. So there's a lot of great Stephen King adaptations. Some of the ones that I think are underrated are Storm of the Century and then Night Flyer. I never hear anybody talk about those ones, and those are a couple of my favorites and definitely underrated. And he did the short story that Stand By Me was based on too. So he's done a ton of great work. But now we are about to pop in Stephen King's It. Are you excited?
Yes.
All right. See you later. We'll probably check in if we do an intermission or have to like shake her to wake up. and then we'll let you know our thoughts about it afterwards, revisiting it, especially for you since you haven't seen it since you were a kid. Mm-hmm. And then we will probably do a follow-up video when we see the new It movie coming out.
On Friday.
Woo! So we will see you guys after the movie or possibly intermission, depending if she falls asleep.
I'm not going to fall asleep. It's not going to happen. No.
Yeah.
No.
All right. See you later. Say bye.
Bye.
So we just popped in It, and there's the menu screen, and there's Pennywise. What do you think of Pennywise right there?
He's creepy looking, and his teeth are like extremely perfect, and it's very unsettling. And of course, you're zooming in on it to make it worse.
I've never heard of that. Perfect teeth are unsettling, apparently. But I don't know. Pennywise probably got some veneers. You know, he's living it up. He's living the high life. But Tim Curry, awesome as Pennywise. Tim Curry, a fantastic actor. He played a lot of great iconic roles. I remember him as the devil in Legend as well. But Clue, I mean, just tons and tons and tons. Let me know what your favorite Tim Curry character is. Is it Pennywise? I could see that. What about you? Do you have a favorite Tim Curry?
Probably from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That too. That's definitely iconic for sure.
Or you know what else? From Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas, he plays the organ.
No.
Yes.
No, I never knew that, but there we go. All right, it's time to freaking watch the movie. Let's go. So his teeth don't look too perfect now, do they?
Nope.
And one thing I forgot about is Seth Green, as a little kid, looks exactly the same now as an adult. He looks like the same height, the same look at all. He's like a vampire. He doesn't age, like a little nerdy vampire. But that is creepy as heck. That's like the most creepiest scene in the whole movie for me. I still remember that. This whole scene was iconic. The drain scene, love it. And they're recreating it, looks like, in the new one coming out too. You excited?
Yes. Yes. You'll float too.
So, as I predicted correctly, we had to take a intermission. We're going to probably finish it up in the morning. We're about halfway through right now, and somebody started to snore. But you pointed out a good thing with Seth Green.
Yeah, that in the movie he's scared of werewolves, but then he plays a werewolf in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And one thing I thought was interesting, and just a weird kind of association for me, was the main bully, Henry Bowers, when he sees Pennywise's hair turns white, immediately it reminded me of Jim Jarmusch, the director. He looked so much like him. But I am definitely looking forward to watching the second half of the miniseries tomorrow when we wake up. And I was getting ready to walk my dog, and she's like, "Oh, when you come back up, I'm gonna put on some special pajamas." And what did I say?
No, I'll put a Pennywise costume on.
I was like, "Is it gonna be a Pennywise costume?" She cracked up over that. I don't know about that. But this is one that, again, like I said, I never saw it as a kid. I saw it as an adult, so it never, I saw Pennywise. I just didn't really think much of it. And watching it as an adult, it didn't really freak me out. But I appreciate the storytelling aspect of it. That's one thing I really enjoyed. I like seeing all the different actors. It's kind of sad to see Jonathan Brandis in here, too. What happened with him. Jonathan Brandis was a well-known child actor. He ended up committing suicide. I believe he ended up hanging himself. So seeing him in here, I remember him all the time being in a bunch of different stuff when I was a kid, so that definitely brought back a lot of memories. And it's good to see a lot of these actors. I haven't seen a lot of them in a while. John Ritter as well. But let me know what your favorite clown movie or clown horror movie is. What do you think? Is this your favorite clown horror movie? The one that freaks you out the
I think so.
most?
I haven't really seen any other clown horror movies that I can think of right now.
Might make you watch this one tomorrow.
Okay.
Stitches. Because that's another clown horror movie.
Are you telling me about another one before? Another one with clowns in it?
There's a ton of different... Oh, 31. We need to watch that one. Rob
Yes,
Zombie.
yes,
You wanted to
yes.
actually watch that tonight, too. But one that I always liked was All Hallows Eve with Art the Clown. And they're making a new movie with that called Terrifier coming out. But that's a horror anthology centering around Halloween. I would definitely recommend All Hallows Eve. Art the Clown to me is like the creepiest clown in horror movie history. So definitely check out All Hallows Eve. So what do you think of it so far, revisiting the first half at least?
I liked it a lot. Couldn't really remember most about it. Like, I didn't remember any of the beginning, how they're all older. I all assumed that they were kids, like it was happening then instead of in flashbacks. But it's still creepy and not as terrifying as obviously when I was a kid. But there's still some...
Pennywise is still pretty creepy, I think, especially when he shows like the sharp teeth part. And certain other little, like the hand thing always kind of creeped me out too.
Yeah, chicken looking hand.
Yeah, there's right there on the front cover. His teeth don't look as good as they do right there, and then on the menu screen, he doesn't have the veneers going right there. This is, after, post-it fame right there. But yeah, Tim Curry, a legend right there. Awesome as Pennywise. I couldn't imagine anybody else doing it. So I'm looking forward to seeing the new guy doing Pennywise as well. He looked pretty decent so far in the trailer, but it's gonna be hard to live up to the legend of Tim Curry. But yeah, there were some scenes that I didn't really remember in there too. Like the fact with the one shower scene. Like I remember the one with Pennywise coming up, but I don't remember like the other parts of that happening. And there's other little parts here and there that I kind of forgot about too. So it's, even though I saw it like a year ago, I kind of to refresh my memory to see before the next one coming out. It's good. So. You enjoying it so far?
Yes.
We still got another hour and a half to go. But now we are going to head to bed. She's going to dress up in her Pennywise costume. Not really, but... and we're going to finish watching It tomorrow. And hopefully she'll be able to stay awake after we get some rest.
I will need a nap or
all right.
sleep, whatever.
So we will see you tomorrow morning, and we'll let you know what we think about watching It. I haven't seen it in about a year. She hasn't seen it since she was a kid. So we will see you in the morning. Beep, beep! We're about to finish watching It now. After she had her slumber. I knew she was going to fall asleep last night. She was snoring. I had to keep shaking her a little bit. But we're about to watch the second half of It. And watch Pennywise with all his creepy sharp teeth, very unlike the menu screen and the front of the Blu-ray where he has like the perfect teeth that look like veneers. Like it was creepily perfect.
Unsettling was
unsettling.
the word.
So yeah, we're about to finish that, and we are looking forward to it and looking forward to the new It movie coming out. And yeah, I felt like, well, obviously it was a miniseries, so that you could tell when there's like commercial breaks in there. But one thing I always remember about this, watching it now too, is it feels like a prolonged nightmare. It seems like something like you'd have as a kid. It definitely has that feel still to this day. Again, I never thought it was particularly scary, but it definitely has great storytelling and very kind of a surreal feel to it.
Definitely.
So what was your favorite part so far?
I don't know.
Good story. Good story.
Because I would say the Chinese food part.
Did your hair smell good?
It did.
Hair mustache.
Hair mustache.
Yeah, I will say the Chinese food restaurant scene with the baby bird, that was kind of freaky. That was definitely one of the freakier scenes in it. There's a lot of creepy imagery in there. But yeah, I'd say the part where he grabs Georgie was the one that always it's obviously an iconic horror scene. But that baby bird scene was definitely very creepy too. I forgot about it until it happened. I was like, holy crap, yeah, I remember that now. But now we are gonna go finish the freaking movie finally.
Finally.
I feel like this is like every time we try to watch a movie, it takes way longer, double the amount of time.
Yeah, well, you like to pause and go back. What do they say? What was that in the background?
Well, sometimes they have we watched an Australian film yesterday before we watched it, and she wanted to put subtitles. It actually was kind of good because I missed a couple things on that. The slang, the dialect, and stuff like that, the accent. So you do miss a couple things here and there. So sometimes I'll pause it and then go back to hear what they said. Sometimes there's inconsistent audio levels, things like that. So yeah, but then you also fall asleep, so there's that
can't
too.
Be helped.
All right, back to the movie. We will see you after we finish and give you our overall thoughts of revisiting it. Me, I think it was just a year ago. You, it was forever ago.
Forever ago.
Awesome.
I was a youngin'.
Youngin'.
Yeah.
All right, see you later. It's time for it. Ah. Beep beep. All right, we just finished watching it, and what did you think of it overall?
It was really good. Still creepy from when I was a child, so I really liked it.
Pennywise freak you out?
Yeah, a little bit. I wasn't scared to death as I was as a child. He really scared me when I was younger, but he was still creepy, and that spider thing was still gross looking. So.
Even though I saw it a year ago, I completely forgot the climax to me was kind of weak. I was expecting way more. I thought it was bigger than it was. And one thing I also forgot about the movie was they used racial slurs. The N-word with the hard ER at the end. I completely forgot about that. They said that several times. And Tommy Lee Wallace, who directed it, he also directed Fright Night 2, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, and he also was one of the actors who played Michael Myers in the original Halloween. So that was kind of pretty cool too. There's audio commentary on the Blu-ray from him, from director Tommy Lee Wallace, and actors Dennis Christopher, Tim Reed, John Ritter, and Richard Thomas. So that's pretty cool to have that on there. And I'm looking forward to seeing the new It. But again, I was definitely expecting more from the climax. I kind of forgot about that. I thought that was pretty weak. I was expecting a bigger kind of ending to it. And I definitely think I prefer when they were kids, that storyline, over when they were adults.
Yeah, definitely.
I felt like it just had a little bit more tension from when they were kids to when they were adults. When they were adults, it just didn't have that same momentum to me, that same tension and build-up. Kind of lost the steam a little bit. It was interesting to see, how they grew up and things like that, and looking back, but it just didn't have that same impact for me. And again, the climax was a huge letdown for me. I kind of forgot about that aspect of it. But again, I definitely appreciate the storytelling part of it, and just the fact that it felt like an ongoing nightmare. And I wish they would have played up a little bit more of the Pennywise character at the end of the movie too, because at the end of the movie, he's in a different form. And for some reason, I remember it slightly differently with the deadlights and stuff too. But it also reminded me a bit of Jeepers Creepers, because Pennywise comes back every 30 years in Derry. And in Jeepers Creepers, the Creeper comes back every 23rd spring and feeds for 23 days. And then even when they're in the cavern underground, the sewer system, looking for Pennywise in his little cave area where he's got everything, with the spider webs and stuff like that, and the people in there, it kind of reminds me of Jeepers Creepers when he's got all the different bodies stitched together too. Similarities in that aspect. So kind of made me think of that. I'm looking forward to Jeepers Creepers 3 that finally gets released. So yeah, overall, I think it was still pretty creepy and good storytelling. For me, it was never one that scared me or anything like that. Again, I saw it for the first time as an adult. Even when I saw pictures of Pennywise when I was a kid, it just didn't really do anything for me. But Tim Curry was awesome, very an iconic role right there. He was perfect for that. Overall, a really good cast too. But for me, my biggest issue was the climax. I just wanted more from that. But
yeah, the ending was kind of a letdown. Everything was so creepy or strange, and then the ending, they're just kicking this big bug.
Yeah, they basically they're drop. I was waiting for like the people's elbow to come out and drop down like wrestling moves and stuff on it. Figure 4 leg lock on the spider, but overall it was a good time to revisit this one, and we're looking forward to watching the new one. And once we do watch the new one, we'll do a video talking about our thoughts on that as well. I wonder what the balloon budget on this movie was. There was a freaking ton of balloons in there. But one thing too, like I really wish they would have had Pennywise more towards the end of the movie, especially the climax. I mean, how could you have that iconic character, all that build-up? You see them when they're adults and they're going back to Derry. He pops up all throughout that part, but then when it's like the final showdown, he's not really there. I'm like, come on. Bit of a letdown, but still creep-tastic. Tim Curry, phenomenal. The cast overall was definitely one of the shining parts of this movie. Definitely dug the heck out of another great Stephen King adaptation. What was your favorite Stephen King? You were talking about The Stand before.
I like The Stand. I like Rose Red. Obviously The Shining. And It. So, yeah.
And let us know what your favorite Stephen King adapted movie is. And if you've seen It, the old classic miniseries, or if you see the new one coming out, definitely let us know what you think of it. Leave a comment or a video response down below. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Hope everyone's doing well. Take care. All you have to do is just hold it and see. Am I in there?
Mm-hmm.
It's time for
Wait,
it.
I didn't do it yet.
What do you mean? It's going already. It's already recording.
Oh, but I didn't press the button.
You don't have to. I already pressed it for you.
I hate you. Okay, go ahead.